Welcome to another episode of the Talking Shop podcast. We got Jacob in the background. Is that right? You're not joining us live today, Jacob, or
I'm here.
on video? I mean, oh, there you are. There he is. What's up, everyone? I am Josh from Grand Slam. We got Michael on remote location in a looks like a Blair Witch Project camera view today. And then we got Cop driving back here at the top. What's up, boys? Ready to talk some shop?
Let's do it.
All right. So for today's episode, it is episode 165. We're going to catch up on our 4th of July weekend, and Josh is going to share his thoughts on a viral story where a local card shop got ripped off for a couple packs of Garbage Pail Kids. It's a reminder that theft in the hobby doesn't just hurt the shop, it hits the families behind them. Then in hobby news, we talk about Kobe's From Downtown PSA 10 nearly doubling in price, an MJ Upper Deck insert setting records, and the Van Gogh Pikachu officially passing Base Set Charizard as the most graded Pokemon card ever. Is it a pop icon or is it a ticking supply time bomb? We also look at a young collector flexing a $20,000 case, the latest Breakers Delight pack drop from Sam Roberts, and debate who we'd rip a box with if we could pick any athlete past or present. Plenty to dig into this week. So, how was everybody's 4th of July weekend?
Mine was great. Oh, we're both on the same page. I should have went like, yep. Everyone survived at our house. No fingers blown off. I don't know if you saw my my social media post with the Pikachu firework fountain.
I really wanted to ask you about that. Where'd you pick that up? Is that a thing that you got because you're a Pokemon shop, or is that or did you get that somewhere else?
I made that one actually.
What?
Just kidding. No, I got it at good old Flash's Fireworks here in Rock Hill. It's today's sponsor of the Talking Shop podcast, Flash's Fireworks. Thank you guys for sponsoring this episode in the form of selling me a Pikachu firework.
Josh, I think I need to explain to you how sponsorships work.
Wait, I know. We spend money with them, and then we get to say their name on the podcast, right?
No, it's backwards. That's backwards.
Oh, okay. But no, that was from Flashes. I actually got the little baby Yoda, Grogu. I know everyone hates baby Yoda, calling it baby Yoda, but little Grogu, I had that one in the cart, and then I saw the Pikachu one, and so I think to get around copyrights, they called it a Pika fountain, and a couple little things were changed, but I put Grogu back. We got the Pika fountain. We figured for a Pokemon shop, we got to light the Pikachu on fire. So, but we were all pretty impressed. If you saw the video on social, what it did, it sparked and shot and spun, and yeah,
it was super cool. Super cool. Yeah, our neighborhood was gangbusters late into the evening. I mean, 9:30 is late for me, so I was trying to get to sleep by 10. And I think people were just starting to get going around 10 o'clock.
It just gets dark around 9:30 or something. So,
man,
yeah. Oh, Jacob's queuing up the Pika fountain.
That's super cool, man.
Yeah, I was impressed with it. I think it was like sticker price was like $25, and then of course like everything's half price. So I think I got that for $12.50.
So would it be impossible to rig like 100 of those? Like with you get like the fuse and then you get them all going at the same time, or is that?
Nothing's impossible when it comes to fireworks and fires and stupid decisions.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, how about you, Jacob?
I got back from a cruise on Friday, actually.
Oh my good. Oh, sorry. Back to the real world.
Yeah, it's
Where'd you cruise?
We went to the Bahamas, but we didn't even get off the boat because we've been to the Bahamas a few times. Just rather enjoy the boat.
One day I'm going to get to do that. One day.
I completed my first 5K while I was on one of the islands, which is not something somebody my size should probably do, but I did it. Or maybe I should do it. Maybe it should be a regular thing.
Well, since no one knows the scale of us as human beings, Jacob, how tall are you?
I'm 6'6".
Big boy.
Yeah. But what he's not telling you is that he was 5 kilometers away from the cruise ship when they were getting ready to leave. So he had to run 5K to get there before they took off without him. So it was not on purpose.
I kid you not. I had no service, but I had the map of the island pulled up on my phone, like a screenshot beforehand. And I was like, I am on the other side of this place.
Yeah.
It is hot.
Yeah.
It's not as hot as it is here, believe it or not, but it is hot.
So this was, in all seriousness, this was your first 5K?
Yeah.
Had you been training?
No, I just woke up one morning and I said, you know what? I'm going to do this.
Good for you. What was your time?
Oh, I don't know about that. All I know is I hit the finish line.
How much of it? How much of it would you say you walked? And be honest.
Probably about a third of it.
Yeah.
Pretty good, man.
I don't know what to expect, but yeah.
Because I was keeping track of it too. I had walked like 50 miles that week leading up to it. So my feet were already like hurting and my legs and everything. It was pretty rough. But I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get it done. I don't feel like snorkeling like the rest of the family did, so I went and did that.
Wow. Well, the neighborhood was lit up, and then this past yesterday was my beautiful bride, Susan. It was her birthday, so happy birthday, baby! We all had a good time. We cooked out steak, lobster, crab legs. It was awesome.
Man, I need to hang out with you guys on the 4th. That's where all the money is, apparently.
Come on.
Chips and lobster and.
Hey, when you're willing to cook at home, you can go high end. I mean, if we had that dinner out, it would have been $1,000.
Nice. Well, I was at the shop on 4th of July, hoping that people would come in and spend money, and a few did.
Yeah.
But
I was about to ask you, traditionally, 4th of July weekend's a pretty good weekend for the shop, right?
Yeah, maybe the weekend. I didn't want to close on a Friday. Friday's one of our best days, so I didn't want to close and give up Friday business, and I figured maybe people weren't doing much until the evening. So, but it was a slow day compared to a typical Friday, but enough to be worth being open. And I'm not crying because of those numbers. I'm just allergic to something nearby. But Saturday was strong. So, yeah, overall we had a decent weekend. But, yeah, I don't know. Nothing was going on at our house till 5 o'clock. So me and the guys here, we opened shop up till 5. And so we weren't eating lobster or going on cruise ships. We were working. But
Jacob, to be on a podcast with such a peasant, it's tough.
I know. I should give you guys this shirt.
Oh.
What does it say? I can't see it.
Better than you.
Better than you. It's MJF. But anyway, this is a Talking Shop podcast, not a July recap podcast.
It is.
Well, Josh,
Jacob, what do you have for the opening rip, Jacob?
Let's go from Josh's shop to another shop with a bad case of bad business. Michael, was it you that shared this one with the group chat?
I did.
It's never good when you see the security cam footage. You know it's going to be bad.
Go ahead and watch this.
It's pretty smooth. Pretty smooth. So, Josh, you want to talk us through this for the folks that are just listening?
Well, the old card shop steal move is put the item underneath something in her hand. She has a large phone, so the item goes underneath the phone to where you can't see it. And then they pretend like they're looking at other stuff, and then she turns to the camera to put it in her pocket, apparently. But
yeah, she looks right at the camera.
Nobody. Oh yeah, she's scanning for one. Nobody likes a thief, but you see these videos at a lot of the card shows. A lot of the big vendors at card shows set up cameras, and sometimes it's usually for like YouTube content, but they catch people stealing and then find them later.
It's a bold strategy on her part, though. She put it in her pocket, then looked at the cameras.
Yeah, So
just a reminder that the only smart crooks are in movies. Most of them are idiots, and this is
We had one time we had some Magic the Gathering single cards on the counter, and the guy was going through them, and he would grab them and he would slide them down his sweatshirt sleeve. Like, I don't know. And then I can't remember. It was I think it was a different guy, but he was literally. I was behind the counter. He was over against the other wall when we had some Magic the Gathering product over there, and his back was to me. And like, I'm just standing there watching him. He's got his back to me, his front facing the shelf, and he grabs a commander deck off the shelf and just starts to put it down the front of his pants. And I was like, hey, take it out, put it down, and get out of here. And he was all scared and on his way out. I was like, don't ever come back in here again. So, and that's just the times that we've caught. We've caught other people shoplifting, of course, but.
All right. So let me ask, as somebody that doesn't own the card shop, is there a number that you work into your budget that you're like, yeah, I know that X amount's going to walk?
No, we don't. We really don't have much of an issue here. We keep 90% of the stealable product, if not more than 90%, behind us. And so, and all the cards are in showcases. I would imagine some of our dollar box stuff probably gets slipped here and there, but
right.
Yeah, no. And I also don't have a budget, so that's the other part of it. One day.
Yeah, I was reading through there. The thing that caught my eye was like a $10 pack or a pack of Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah, it was 2 $5 packs.
I mean, come on. I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't know what's worse, going after cheap stuff like that, or trying to get away with something huge. But come on, folks.
Yeah, I saw the video I saw at a card show that someone posted was help us find this thief. And it was the dude reached up and grabbed a like $3,000 old Pokemon booster box and pulled it down and looked at it and kind of just noticed that none of the employees were looking at him. Just kind of turned around. It's a crowded show, just kind of turned around and walked off with it. So plain as day, he's on camera. So I'm sure he'll get caught as word passes. But they got some cojones. I'll give them that. Big cojones and little brains.
Yeah.
Good combo.
Bad combo.
See it, now you see beefed up security now more at shows.
Yeah.
Josh, there've been a couple attempts on the shop for you. It's been a while, so you're due, right?
Knock on wood. Well, we got all the gates and the locks and the cameras and everything. So hopefully that'll deter everyone. Me and the cops get here fast. When those alarms go off, I'm here within a few minutes, and the cops are right there as well, about a few minutes away. So we've locked things down enough to where it's going to take you 5 or 10 minutes to even get the door open. So,
well, it's very timely, right? The video like this coming out, the national coming up, so. Maybe yep. Hopefully people will think twice. I mean, for the most part, right? For the most part, and you see it all the time at like trade nights or card shows, people will leave their stuff out. Mm-hmm. And it's just because 95 to 99% of the hobby, great people. Like, you never have to worry about it. It's always the 1%, right? So, just a reminder, guys, if you're at a show, if you're going to the national, if you're doing, just be diligent, right? Especially if you've got some high-end trade bait that you're bringing there. Just be diligent. But I will say also, if somebody, it's just cardboard, right? Like, I don't know if there's a lot of cards that are worth a physical altercation. Let's just put it that way.
Just Tom Brady's and Pikachu's.
Unless you're Jacob and you're 6'6".
Bring it.
and you just ran a 5K and your legs are tired.
I was vulnerable.
And you're cranky and hangry. Don't try stealing.
Yep. And your feet hurt.
Bad time. All right, Josh, what is hitting the shelves this week?
Oh, well, today is only one product. Panini Prism K-League Soccer. Are you familiar with K-League, Michael?
Oh, gosh.
This is up your alley because you're Asian. This is Korean soccer. You're Korean, aren't you? Remember Starsky and Hutch with Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson? And the Asian guy's like, I don't know, he was some white guy. All you white guys look alike. One of the best lines in the whole movie. But anyway, Korean League Soccer Prism hobby boxes. We got a case. I don't have high hopes for it here in the shop, so it's going to be on eBay here in a few minutes. But that's the only release today. But we do have a couple other things that are good for this week.
Wait a minute, that released today?
Yeah. 7/7 for some reason.
Interesting. Okay.
Don't ask me why. It's probably because it's Korean and it's Friday over there. I'm just kidding. I don't know if it's Friday over there.
They're not on another planet, Josh.
Let's see. Well, North Korea is. Mosaic Basketball, brand new release Wednesday, will be in the shop. We got a fill-in of Topps Finest Soccer, by the way, just arrived right before the podcast. So that came out, I don't know, a week or 10 days ago. We got another case of that just hit the shelf. But yeah, this week, we got some big stuff coming up in a few weeks. But this week, it looks like Mosaic Basketball, Korean Soccer, and yeah, that's it. The UFC Chrome Blasters and Megas, we don't have those coming. We did get the hobby boxes and already sold out. But if you're a shop or a customer that's after the Blasters or Megas, those come out on Friday. But next week, the new Pokemon set, huge. And the following week, Topps Chrome Baseball. So we'll talk more about Topps Chrome Baseball as it gets close. I got a good bit allocated, and I'm requesting more. Hopefully I get more, but those are big ones for the shop coming up.
Awesome.
And you know how I'm chasing down the Planetary Pursuit Tom Brady, the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, all those. Did I talk about those yet or not? But anyway, I am chasing those down. I have the Sun, Mercury, and Venus. Earth, I've been following a few on eBay. This is my exciting news from last night. They're usually like $300 to $400 for the Earth, and they get rarer and more expensive as you go out. Someone posted one really quickly on eBay for like $180 or buy it now. And I was like, buy. So I have the Earth purchased and hopefully shipping soon. So now I'm on to Mars.
If they're like, that high, that early in the solar system, that tail end is going to be rough.
Yeah.
And they're rare. Like I haven't even seen Pluto, but I have seen Uranus. Come on, y'all knew that one was coming. That was too easy. But there's only like one Saturn out there, and in all serious notes, and it's a PSA 10. I don't want any of them graded, but yeah, just got to keep my eyes peeled. If anyone sees any, if you're a listener, you got anything Mars to Pluto, hit me up.
Well, you are going to a small card show in Chicago that you may be able to hunt some down.
That is my number one checklist at that show.
That's awesome. It's always good to go to that show with a goal.
Yep.
So,
all righty, let's get into our sponsor.
Are you looking to get your cards graded? Well, here at Grand Slam, we've simplified the process of submitting and getting a card graded. All you have to do is drop off your cards and kick your feet up, while our transparent tracking ensures that you are up to date with every detail along the way. When you log into our website, you'll immediately be greeted with each card in the grading process, along with where it's at in the process and its final grade. And with over 1,000 submissions and some of the top cards across the country being submitted through us, we have become a well-trusted source to handle and submit your cards. So you can do more collecting and leave the chore of grading to us. So don't sit on grading your cards. Get them submitted today at Grand Slam, where grading's made easy.
speaking of grading, I have a big batch in. What's that mean? What's that mean, Michael? I'm confused.
Sorry, I couldn't hear a thing. Technical difficulties.
Darn Blair Witch Project. Anyway, I have a whole bunch of Pokemon packs at PSA being graded, and I didn't care about grade. I just cared about quantity. So it's like 30 different sets, I think. I thought it would be really cool to have a slabbed example of like 30 of the past sets that have come out. And so we'll do an episode when those come back, or we'll do those on an episode when those come back, and we'll look at them. But I didn't care about grading. I just grabbed at least 30 something, I think, different Pokemon packs. And my goal is to like make a big display with all the different packs from the different years.
Not bad.
Yes.
Not bad.
Yes, I'm a nerd.
All right, so our first main story is about Kobe Bryant. Let me pull this up. His downtown hitting an all-time high.
That's the 2016 downtown. I wonder, that's probably the first, right? Maybe?
That I don't
So it's interesting, right? Doesn't it say from downtown? It's not down, or do they all say from downtown?
From downtown.
I should probably know this. Like, when did the downtowns officially start? That card's awesome.
So when I saw this and put it into the lineup for today, two things. Kobe still brings it hobby wise. He's one of my favorite athletes. And two, the downtown insert. I don't know, Jacob, I don't know if you could find out whether or not the downtowns now just say downtown or from downtown.
I'm pretty sure they say just downtown.
I think they're just downtowns now.
I'm going to look at for some reason, like some of those older Brady ones, I thought for some reason that from downtown looks familiar. I'm going to pull up a picture of, I think I have a little bit older.
Downtown now.
They just say the new ones do.
Yep.
The new ones just say downtowns, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, and if you go to 2012 Prism Basketball, which is an iconic set, there's a from downtown insert in that set, because I was always wanting to get, when I was collecting Klay Thompson, there's a Klay Thompson and a Kyrie Irving downtown insert out of that set, but it's not like this. It's not an animated card.
Oh no.
But they're still super cool.
This is that's my 2018 Brady downtown, and it does just say downtown, and that's only 2 years after that one. So, the expression from way downtown, so I wonder if that's where it started. I would love to know the history of the downtown card.
So the one that Michael's talking about actually says downtown bound from 2012.
Yeah.
From 21?
For 2012.
There it is.
But that's completely separate, right?
It is, but I think this is where the downtown sort of moniker came from, and then it turned into the from downtown, and then that spilled over into the football product as well.
Perhaps.
So super, super good looking card. I really do think now my understanding is the downtowns now are a little easier to pull than they used to be, correct?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But still rare and still sought after. So
for basketball downtowns, though, the only way you can get them now is in the product Panini 1 and 1, and it's the and 1 card, and it's not guaranteed. And those boxes are like stupid expensive. So, you can pull a football downtown out of a blaster box or a hanger box or a cello pack. but you can't do that with today's basketball downtown. So I'll be honest, I thought 8,700 for this card seemed pretty darn reasonable, considering like a Brady PSA 10's like $2,000. But I don't know. I don't have cruise ship, Lob Street, and 4th of July money, so this is kind of expensive. But
I'd rather go on the cruise than buy the car.
He can't hear me, otherwise he'd be laughing, or else my joke wasn't funny. But I don't know. This seems reasonable to me. There is 79 of them, so that seems a little surprising. But for a card I've never seen ever in person or even at a show.
So, Josh, when a product drops now, basketball, we'll say, the top chase downtown, what does it usually go for right out the gate?
I mean, $1,000 raw. If it's a big rookie quarterback, or and that's tops. I mean, not the Tops brand, but top price.
Right.
$800-900 for
the hot prospect just came out, rushed PSA 10. Just ballpark.
Yeah, not $1,500 or something maybe, but you got to think too. Like it's just a different animal. Like to get Wemby's downtown, you had to buy a $900 box of Panini 1-in-1 where you were getting 2 cards, and you're super lucky to get it downtown, and then you're triple lucky on top of that to get him out of that. So That card should be a couple grand just based on who it is and how hard it is to get. But I'm surprised you guys don't have pulled up Sean was showing me that the Caitlin Clark 1-of-1. Oh, that was the Kaboom. That's why. But that got pulled. We were like, man, that thing's got to be worth a fortune.
Oh, yeah.
But so it's a little apples to oranges when you're comparing basketball to football. So, yeah, this price just didn't seem super crazy for me. But
well, you could see the dip, right? You could see where it peaked, and and then you could see where it started climbing back up and out back.
Yeah, that's the COVID, probably around the time he passed away, peak. And then as the hobby kind of returned back to normal, it got down to that $2,000, and then just started climbing as just the hobby's gotten hotter and hotter, and downtowns have gotten hotter.
Just since you brought it up, Josh, I do want to show a picture of the 1-of-1 that was pulled.
Oof. That's crazy.
That's big time. That's a monster.
How do you feel about the 1-of-1s being green of all colors?
I mean, a black Kaboom would look really, really cool. It is odd that they chose the green, but who am I to argue? I'll take one.
Yeah, as a baseball guy, and I may be wrong here, but I feel like the green parallels in baseball products are not quite as sought after as the other parallels, even though they may be numbered lower. I think green parallels in Topps Chrome, I think, are 99.
Mm-hmm.
There's just not a lot of colors that go with the green unless they're like gold.
It's got to be either a great photo or a color match for it to really make sense.
Yeah, let's hit a couple of comments here from Andrew. Andrew, one of each artwork for the Pokemon? No, I just grabbed one from each set. He said Michael went from a smooth, dulcet tone to a booming volume with slight echo, which means maybe that's why he has to give this episode a 1-star review, or maybe it was something else we said. But I think here he's saying Michael is stupid, just like Topps doing that with Museum Club. No, I'm just kidding. And green being the 1-of-1. Yes. Thank you, Andrew, for tuning in. If you give us a review, I will ban you from all things green.
I'll be back on the microphone.
And then I'll hunt you down at the National. I'm going to hunt you down at the National. And
so, from one record to another, we have Michael Jordan, an insert from a 1997 Upper Deck, hitting a record price as well.
Now, talk about a card I've never seen, and one that now I want more than the white jersey Acuna, because this is just, having grown up listening to vinyl, this is a cool card.
Ooh.
This is one you want more than which one? Dunkin' Go Nuts?
The white jersey Acuna.
Oh, I've always said if I was stupid rich, I would go and hunt down at card shows. One of my favorite things to look at are these old school Jordan inserts that are stupid expensive. There's so many of them and they look so cool. That's a sweet card.
This is awesome. If you guys are just listening to this, it looks like the inside of a vinyl record. I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
Yeah. And the fact that it says NBA records or something like that, the nice little play on words.
Oh,
just like the Dunkin' Go Nuts. That's a great play on words.
It says Michael Jordan collection, first NBA All-Star game, triple-double.
Yeah. Again, that's a 9.5, 5,400, pop 18. I mean, seems reasonable if you're chasing this stuff down, but
let me ask you guys this. I've been seeing a lot of BGS slabs lately in my social media feed. It's just,
I can't say I've noticed, but
I have. Like, I think there are a couple in the stories that we're covering today.
Uh-oh. Beckett making a comeback. Michael's calling it now.
I'm not sure about a comeback, but I think because of stuff like this, I think they're always going to be a thing. I
want to go back to 2016. According to this graph, this card was free. I want to go back to then and get that card. You wouldn't think it would ever be free, do you?
Get in the DeLorean today and do it. Did you see the thing that I posted?
Which thing?
Our group chat that Back to the Future turned 40 this year.
I didn't see that. I did. And I knew that. I kind of knew that. I think I said, because I told someone I was with this weekend, that's my, I think the best trilogy ever produced is that one. I probably said that on this podcast.
And I know we're a card podcast, but Jacob, pull up Anchors Away from 1945.
Is that a show?
What you're trying to prove here, Michael?
Because when we were kids and watched Back to the Future, Anchors Away turned 40, and it was one of the top movies 40 years before Back to the Future. Yeah. So.
Ooh, hit the wrong button.
Hey, jumping around. So, yeah. So when we watched Back to the Future, Anchors Away was 40 years old, and now we're 40 years away from Back to the Future. Oh, my gosh. I may as well be 100. Yeah.
Halfway there.
Great Scott.
Do you know what this means?
1.21 gigawatts.
All right. Get us back on track, Jake.
All right. Our next story is Pokemon related, kind of like Josh's fireworks story. And that being the Van Gogh Pikachu being the most graded Pokemon card of all time.
Almost 84,000.
That's insane because people were going crazy for this like raw when it first came out. I would like to. Do you guys know off the top of your head? Because the Ken Griffey card is the most graded sports card, right? Do you have a ballpark idea what that is, or should I look it up real quick?
Which Ken Griffey card?
His rookie?
I would imagine it's the 89 Upper Deck. I actually didn't know that was the most graded sports card.
I thought it was.
Maybe it was. We should probably know which one it is.
We should probably know. While Jacob's looking that up, Josh, have you seen? I've never seen this in hand. I've never seen one of these in the wild.
Yeah, we've had them at the shop before. I'm sure Aaron that works here has got one personally because he's a Pikachu collector.
What do these trade for? Like, what do these sell for?
That's a Jacob question.
Apparently up to about 1,000.
Really? And so I think it begs the question, is that overpriced for a card that, I mean, there couldn't be 84,000 PSA 10s.
There are 40,000 PSA 10s.
Yikes. At 1,000
pop count.
At $1,000 a pop. That's a pretty big market cap. What do you guys think about that? Is that overpriced?
I mean, it probably realistically is overpriced. There is a huge jump in Pokemon collectors.
Yeah.
So everything is relative to how many people are out there wanting to buy it. If there's 100,000 people out there loving to have this card in a PSA 10, then the number's not high. But if there's only 20,000 people out there that would even desire to have one in a PSA 10 to buy off of someone else, in other words, yeah, I thought maybe, what was it? Zion's Prism card was up there. Luca had a card that was up there. We'll have to figure that out. If you're in the chat, so Andrew, if you haven't 1-starred this episode and blocked us, go ahead and see what is the most graded Pokemon card or sports card ever.
I don't know why I thought it was the King Griffey. The King Griffey is 216,000 cards. But a quick Google search, it's the Victor Wembanyama base
Prism.
Yep.
What's that number?
I am pulling that up.
Yeah, we had to probably consider it was something post-COVID print run, something that you can get in all different products, someone that was super hype. That doesn't surprise me, but I guess the Zion, we kind of thought that one, but product is really expensive back then to buy it. So
yeah,
the Wemby product was still expensive, you could still buy hanger boxes and blasters for pretty cheap. There was a point when that 2019-2020 Prism blaster boxes were they were 150 a pop in the shop. They probably got as high as 200. And in fact, when we got broken into, the guy went straight for those and grabbed a handful of them. And the only reason I know this is there was like a little blaster box trail to the door as he would drop one or two on his way. But that's how valuable and desirable those were, enough to break into a card shop and go straight for the Prism blasters.
The blasters. Yeah. Seems like a lifetime ago. I can't believe it. I mean, that to think that Victor Wembanyama is those numbers, that's just crazy. I mean,
it's only been a year.
Yeah. And then, what do those base cards PSA 10s go for? They couldn't be.
I mean, they've got to be at $100 or something.
It's the King Griffey. It's the King Griffey.
Which makes sense, too, because you have a lot longer period of time for those to be graded.
Yeah.
That's pretty insane, though. This Pokemon card, of all of them, passed all the others. Like, what was the one before that? The Charizard?
Yeah, the base set Charizard. That makes sense. This one, I feel like I was trying to just quickly in my head think of like why this card. It's just probably that such unique card that it's just totally made to be displayed.
Yeah.
And so people want it in a slab, probably not crazy expensive. Although I think it's expensive. I can find that out really quick.
So the Charizard Hollow base is the third. And I didn't even know this passed. The Charizard V from the Champions Path Elite Trainer box. That was the promo card that came with that box, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
That is the second highest graded at 83,000, and this one has it beat by just about 800. And what is it? The last sale price as of July 1st was $957, which is insane.
On which one?
The Pikachu. And there's the 40,000 pop count for the PSA 10, which is insane. Great quality on their part, though, because we don't see that too much.
Yeah. That's crazy that there's 40. That's what almost a 50%, nearly a 50% gem rate.
We don't see that at all.
Crazy.
Yeah, and like Andrew said, that Zard was in a set right at the start of COVID. So like that's when everybody was going crazy for it.
I mean, I just think this card's good looking. It's a unique card. It's a good looking card.
That's got to be the reason for its desirability to be graded as well.
Weren't there like rumors that they were going to do Pikachu and other art styles?
Oh, that'd be fantastic. That'd be a cool set to put together.
Exactly.
Andy Warhol, Pikachu. What is this? This is the Van Gogh, a Picasso. It'd be cool.
I think it'd be a smart idea, but I might just.
It'd be a very smart idea. Do we know, Andrew, know this? What that Van Gogh Pikachu card came out of? What product or set?
I think it was like handed out at something. He says there's a Scream version.
Ooh. Oh, the Scream. Not like the Scream, like not like the movie Scream. Although that would be cool.
No, this is pretty cool. I'm pulling up a photo. I like it.
Oh, there you go. That's what
I like it a lot.
So it was a promo in Europe. Andrew, was the Scream one the promo? Blow that up, Jacob, on the label. It'll tell us probably on the PSA label.
Promo,
yeah. But the Van Gogh one was the one I'm trying to figure out what product that came out of. And Aaron in the shop would be able to tell me immediately. But
super cool.
All righty. Well, I'm going to look up what set that actually came out of. And we will get on to our next story with Josh, some faces that you will probably recognize. That being Triple H and Sam Roberts. Let's go ahead and play this video. This is what Topps Breakers Delight Pack.
Triple H, the folks at Topps noticed how good you were at collecting, and they wanted to do something special. What we have here is a Breaker's Delight. We're going to open this Breaker's Delight. 1 pack in this box. 12 cards in the pack. Hits on hits on hits. You have no idea the type of stuff that I have found in this box. Here we go. Look at that. Look at that presentation.
Let me guess. He pulls a Triple H autograph. Oh,
what? Yeah, that is. I think this might be what was in the Pulp Fiction briefcase.
Yeah. 21 out of 25.
Boom.
Scarlet.
Scarlet out of 25 to start.
I've got a 77 out of 99. Ethan Page.
All ego.
Look at that belt display in the back as well.
We've got a 20 awesome. Out of 99. Andre Chase.
Oh, everybody at Chase U is going to be very, very happy about that.
We've got a 33 out of 50.
Oh,
and Andre
Becky Lynch out of 50.
Out of 50, that's a big one.
On gold. What's your favorite cut? Oh, read that slowly. Read that slowly.
Read this.
The redemption.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You are due to receive a Hall of Fame autograph refractor parallel of Hulk Hogan.
Oh!
Hollywood Hulk Hogan, I might add.
We're adding a side Hollywood Hulk Hogan to the collection.
Yeah. You got to fill that out.
Yeah, I'll fill that out for you. I'll do the mailing.
Chrome JC Jane Women's Division. We've got a.
Oh, wait, this is here.
What?
You got
a missed?
Numbered out of 125. It's hidden in there. It's hidden. It's so shiny and sparkly.
Oh,
JC Jane's out of 125. I was
going to miss this one again.
Wow.
There's another one.
What do we got?
This is 36 out of 75. Liv
Woo! Morgan. Green Women's Division. Liv Morgan out of 75. Excellent.
And then I've got a 103 out of 125.
Oh.
Dirty, nasty, Dominic Mysterio.
The greatest Mysterio to ever wrestle.
That's what he says.
Dominic Mysterio.
Yes, that is what he says.
Wow.
That's actually pretty cool. Josh, will you be getting any of this? Do shops even get this? I don't know.
So shops do get it. We have not got it or allocated any of it, but Look at that. Their sales pitch already got Jacob hooked. He wants a box of it now because it feels like it's that easy to pull a Hulk Hogan.
No, not even that. I never even got a box of the WWE Chrome at all when it came out this year, and I never saw blasters or megas in the wild at all.
Hmm.
So I was like, this might be a good one to get, but oh well.
Yep.
But yeah, like Andrew said, it was a promo. I think it was free with purchase.
But where I'm a skeptic is like every time these guys open a box, whether it's CM Punk or who it was at the Miz in the shop, they never open a bad box. Like
they never get skunked.
I watch boxes opened in the shop all the time, and you get done and you're like, ow. But could you imagine Triple H and them opening a box right there, and then they get done and they're like, well, that sucked. No,
we also don't know what take that was, right? Yeah. They may have gone through a case and a half.
There was a big stack of cards right there beside them.
Those are like some heritage cards on the desk, which I don't know why they would have heritage cards, but oh well.
All right.
And then our next story, Michael, I think you shared this one as well. We have a young collector with apparently a $20,000 case of cards going around a card show.
Check out these cards this kid has, and he's so nonchalant about it.
So I'm selling this Jordan rookie, 11,400. This 97 finest Michael Jordan refractor with coating, PSA 9. This 2017 BGS 9.5 Prism Silver Select on field.
Daddy's got a bunch of money.
Luca Prism Silver.
So not for sale.
Right.
On the box, Aiden.
He's the master of the trade up challenge, I bet. That's how he got it. Dad said, I'll let you take 4 of my cards to the show, but you keep very close eye on them.
Such a cynic. So you don't think there's a shot that those are actually that kid's cards?
Where would the kid win the lottery? Where would the kid get the money to even get the cards to even trade for this?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, not a shot. It's just not possible. Unless the kid's allowance is $10,000 a week.
He could have traded into those.
Where do you get the cards you traded into them with?
I don't know. Let this be like, let me dream a little bit and say that these are all his cards and he built a collection.
Well, they're his cards. He built them with his dad's money.
I just thought it was a cool story. You see it all the time, right? Some of these kids at these shows are really, really savvy.
Yeah.
Like really savvy. I think it's good for kids to do that, be involved, do their own deals, because it teaches them to talk to adults. It teaches them to pay attention, know their numbers.
Here's my only complaint. They're not in this for the hobby. They're in this for money.
I get it.
I mean, I think we've said it before. I went to card shops as a kid, and I never once went to sell a card.
Right.
It was like we got to go to the card shop, and I get to hunt for the things that I want to add to my collection. That was, and you always wanted to pull a big card out of a pack or something, but it was 80s and 90s cards, and that just didn't really happen often. And if it did, you just sold or traded it with your friend. But I went to card shops all the time as a preteen and teen. And I never was trying to buy a card, lowball someone, and try to flip it. There's no PCing anything for these kids. And they come into the shop. I see them at the card shows all day long. It's, are you buying? Are you buying? Are you buying? Or, hey, are you buying? Are you buying? And it's, hey, the lowest comp on this was $20. We got it for $50. Will you take 20? It's just that all day long. There's no joy of collecting. That's where I'm the old man, get off my lawn. Now, you open a box of cards that you got for your birthday and you pull a Mike Trout auto. You want to sell that thing? all about that. But you just don't get that vibe from any of these kids. They've got a briefcase full of cards that they've gotten. And it's like, are you buying? Are you buying? I mean, if I had $1 for every time someone under the age of 18 asked me if I was buying at the Columbia Card Show, I'd be able to afford that Infinity Gauntlet manga Tom Brady PSA 10. But that's my only. And Andrew said there, didn't he say they weren't for sale?
He
So
said
does that mean
wasn't for sale?
Yeah, Dad says you can take 4 of my cards around at the card show, and you're not selling them though. Or these are cards. It's cards Dad and son probably got together and did the deals together. So they're his cards with Dad's cards, and Dad probably says we're not. He has strict orders not to sell or trade these cards. You can go show them off, but you are not to sell or trade these. Call me a party pooper, call me a skeptic, but it is what it is. And I'm jealous. I want those cards.
No kidding.
All right, Michael, you posted this next thing, I think is a question for discussion pretty much. And that being, if you could rip a box with any athlete, who would it be?
We should do this without Tom Brady being an available answer.
I don't know. I mean, he's a bit of a nerd.
Yeah, I mean, he would be my number one, but that's kind of not as fun. You think outside of the box. I think I would pick Trout because he is in the hobby. Plus, he's a stud. Trout would
I would want somebody who's in the hobby, but isn't too cool for the moment. Like, I'd want somebody that would geek out with me and not be too cool for school. And I just don't know. I just don't know who that would be.
So maybe an athlete that's into collecting, but that doesn't have a $500 million contract. So if you pull a big card, he would actually get genuinely excited for it.
No, I think Bobby Witt, right? He's into collecting.
Yeah.
Or, maybe even somebody who's not an athlete. Oh, but this question is an athlete. Like Post Malone is a collector, right? He would geek out on stuff. But as far as an athlete, I think the coolest thing is whatever athlete that I did pick, which I have no idea who I would pick. I would want a product where he would have a chance to pull his own card. I think that would be icing on the cake.
All right, Jacob, I give up. I'll admit mine's Liv Morgan. And it has nothing to do with cards. No, I'm just kidding.
How about you, Jacob? Who would you want to open pack
I think Josh has a nice couch at his house. For me, it would probably be, as far as someone kind of in the know, it would probably be Kevin Owens. The fact that he did 40 or 50 different inscriptions with his Topps Chrome autographs, I feel like even if he didn't care, he would at least have some interesting commentary on what's going on as the box is being opened.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
So you want to be alone with Kevin Owens opening cards, and I want to be alone with Liv Morgan opening cards.
You're in rare form today.
Before I incriminate myself.
Who said we're alone?
That's my stipulation.
I think Josh dipped back into his Percocet.
What'd y'all put in this Baja Blast?
He's got some kidney stones returning. Michael,
I am working on them. So,
with that,
who was your answer again?
I really don't.
Bobby Witt's a good one.
Yeah, it would need to be somebody that I knew was a collector, or at least enjoyed opening cards. I wouldn't want to pick an athlete that I liked. The easy answer for me is Tiger, right? But I don't know if he opens card.
I'm changing my answer.
Antonio Brown.
I think Michael hit it with Post Malone probably being the best answer, but he's not an athlete. And you could make the argument on the athlete part here. I'd go Logan Paul from a wrestling standpoint.
Yeah, I thought of that
in
when
the
you
know.
said Kevin Owens.
And if he was obnoxious, it's not like it'd be like, oh, I take that personal. He's obnoxious with everybody.
Yeah.
And he would know what's going on. A little curveball for you.
Well, none of it will ever happen, so one can dream.
All righty. Michael, you had one more thing posted. And it was a debate. You labeled it as a debate. Which masterpiece are you choosing? And here are the two that you posted up with your buddy old Jeff down there in Georgia. The 1933 Gaudy Babe Ruth or the 2024 Topps Now Shohei 1 of 1.
And remember, the Babe Ruth is autographed. Yeah,
yes.
I'm going Babe Ruth all
day. It's not even close. This isn't even a debate.
Yeah. You can go get it. Any other Ohtani auto. You can still pull one. You could get one at a game. You could get one at everywhere you turn if you got a little bit of money. But that autographed Babe Ruth Gaudy, that's just.
And that's a 10. That's a 10 auto.
We've got a hit from the shop, a card that we picked up from a customer that's actually on its way to PSA right now. So when we get to that segment, got a little something to do with these gentlemen here, but one of these gentlemen. So,
I mean, the Babe Ruth auto, I don't know if there's any other card.
There ain't a lot of them.
Is there any one that would trump this one?
I mean, no, I don't think there is. That's the auto on the card.
Yeah.
And the auto got a 9. That's is
it a 9 auto? I thought it was a 10. Yeah.
Close enough. There's a finite amount of these available. The only thing that makes the Shohei here real special is the inscription, but it's not like it was signed like the moment he got off the plate, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That Shohei is unbelievable, but
it's a streaky autograph too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. The Babe Ruth auto is even better, and it's way older.
An old ballpoint pen.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like everybody's saying it's not even a real fair comparison.
No, I mean, if you had the Mantle rookie that was auto and it was that would probably be close.
Yeah, you'd have a little more of a split audience there, but I don't think anyone in those comments is choosing that Ohtani card.
No.
And someone there said, I don't know how anyone would pick the card on the right. So Tight Lines Collectibles said the same thing. Do we want to show off my hit, quote unquote, hit from the shop, even though it wasn't hit from the shop? A customer brought this in and sold it to us.
One contingency real quick before we do that is I was scrolling through the comments. Somebody said Ohtani most likely was witnessed signing this, and the Ruth is an opinion and could be signed by someone else, according to that guy.
Yeah, there's a 1% chance that it's not Babe Ruth's auto. That's fair, but I mean, I would imagine PSA scrutinized that auto pretty good before they slapped their.
All right, Josh, your hit from the shop. Or pick up from the shop, rather.
Yeah, so it's on its way. This is out of 2018 Topps Diamond Icons. It's a autographed Ohtani rookie, number 10. So, big boy card. We really are grading it. We aren't confident it would get a 10. We're thinking a 9 at best, 8 at worst. But we want to get it in a slab, and maybe we'll get lucky and it's a 10. But
that's out of Inception.
So yeah, I couldn't remember what product. Is Diamond Icons not a product, not a high end?
Oh, Diamond Icons. So it's probably going to be a thicker card, right?
It is a thicker card. Yeah. Yeah, but for a thick card, it's in really good shape. So We'll keep you posted. We sent it express, so when it comes back, we'll let y'all know what grade it got, and then it will be for sale. But I haven't shown a card, quote unquote, from the shop in a while, so there you have it.
And happier news, it looks like these grade pretty well, to be honest. I'm looking on just Google right now, and I'm seeing a lot of 10s for this specific.
So you're telling us there's a shot.
There's a chance.
And that was our last story for the week.
Awesome. Well, guys, if you've made it this far, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, leave a review. Let us know what you like about the show and what you don't like. Apparently, you need to get back on the microphone next week. Josh, do you have a crazy stat for us?
I have two to take us out with. The first one has to do with the Miami Marlins and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. SGA's annual salary is $71.25 million. He's recently signed a contract extension or a deal with the Thunder. $71.25 million. The Marlins' entire payroll for 2025 is $67 million. So he's making $4 million more than the entire Marlins team. So that was a crazy stat. And then I thought this one was pretty cool for you stat nerds. This is a Bobby Witt stat. It says Bobby Witt Jr. leads all of baseball with 66 batted balls of at least 300 feet that were not home runs. So he has hit 66 balls over 300 feet that were not home runs based on what park they were in and what part of the parks and stuff. And then the stat itself gives a little spray chart. It's not going to be able to be seen here. There you go. A little spray chart at if they were all hit at Yankee Stadium, but some would have gone out, some would not have. But I thought that was pretty crazy. 66 balls over 300 feet. That's like when I play softball. Like, can you hit a home run? I'm like, I could hit one just far enough that it would be a really deep out, so I don't even try.
There you go.
I just hit base hits. So,
well, guys, Josh, thanks for taking some time off away from the shop. Jacob, love having you back. Thanks for producing. And guys, thanks for listening and watching. We'll see you next week. Bye.
See you, boys. Later.